Hey guys, Cubanshark here. I'm providing a tour walkthrough for this upcoming Grand Forest tournament. Practice begins on Thursday, October 8th, and you'll be able to play the Eagle Peak in Tour 5 in Rookie Division, or in other words, on the front tee, and the SEQUOIA Creek in Tour 6. Obviously also in front in the first tee. And this tour guide is designed to play off the first tee, so just keep that in mind. This would be if you're playing in Rookie Division. If you're going to want to play it in Pro, Master, or Expert Division, this would not be applicable to those games as they are being played from the second or third tee. Now, in addition to this video, I've also provided a text guide for this Grand Forest tournament, which I've posted on our Facebook page at Gorilla Farm GC. And you're able to get a bird's eye view, if you will, a summary of each hole and the recommended balls, clubs, and wind guide. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. But before we do, please hit the like button and subscribe to the page so that you can get notified when future tournament guides are available. All right, guys, thanks for watching and good luck. I'm starting to notice that these tournaments have a little bit of a pattern to them, and this one is with regards to its par fours. And typically par fours are about precision, but this one in particular, this tournament is about distance. And so as long as you're aware that these trees are around, just make sure that you're aware of that. The majority of the par fours, with the exception of hole number 8, is all about just driving the ball as far down as possible to get as close to the green as possible. I'm using a power 5 ball and a big topper to get the top spin in, but you can also, I'm also recommending the extra mile club. It's just to try to get that ball out there as far as possible. Now, keep in mind that was dangerously close to that bunker. Obviously, if you get into that bunker, it changes the game. So just be aware. Try to curl the shot a little bit more to the right, just so that it's still going to be in play, but just so that you stay safe from it. But make sure that even if you hit a great shot, that you're not going to hit the rough on the first drop. So just, you know, be mindful of that. It's better to use 3 bars of side spin to the right and also curl your ball just to make sure you're staying clear of the bunker and obviously the rough. So this should be a relatively easy eagle if you follow that. So just as with other par 3s, anywhere that there is a rough that can help you control the ball and reduce the speed, I'm going to always opt for dropping on the rough, and this is no different. The great advantage is, as long as you're using a power 0 ball, which the Marlin is fine, the great advantage of using the quarterback is that no matter what level it is, I think most levels, anything above a 5, not only has the backspin here where you'll need 3 1/4 bars of backspin, but they also adjust at mid-range or mid-level with the same percentage per ring. So 1.2, 2.4, 3.6. And so as long as you're comfortable making that adjustment, you should be perfectly fine. As you see this shot, it came in at a good amount of speed, just a shy of going into the hole just a little bit right, but overall a very good shot. So I've mentioned before that all holes have different ways that they can be played. This one can obviously be played to the right. However, the left side, as long as you're staying clear of that sand bunker, it should be a relatively safe shot. And I like the left because it gives me plenty of fairways, so I can overpower the shot. And even if I hit great and not perfect, as long as I'm staying a little bit to my left, as I'm doing here, even if I do hit great, I don't run the risk of clipping the rough. And even if I roll out to the green, I'm ending up with an obstruction of trees that I have to play around. So power 5 ball, extra mile should get you to a safe distance or a location on the fairway where you've got a nice clean view of the hole, which is obviously going to increase your probability of an albatross. Second shot here please don't make the mistake that I've seen a lot of people make, and that's setting yourself up to only take a perfect shot. Otherwise, you go into the sand or into the rough. Make sure you're clear at least a couple of rings from any obstruction that's going to change how your ball is affected once it drops, like the rough or the sand, obviously, because that can completely hinder your ability to get onto the green in two. So even if you don't make the albatross, you end up, birdieing this very relatively simple par 5. So just keep that in mind. I hit a grade here, spoiler alert. But would I have hit it perfect? I could have perhaps made an albatross since I was coming in with a good speed. Hole number 4 is a par 3 that I consider to be the toughest par 3 in this tournament. And the reason is because that first bounce, where that ball ends up bouncing onto, is very inconsistent. There's a little bit of a lump there. I don't know if you can see it, but as long as you get over that lump, you should be fine, because it will allow the ball to bounce up and go above the hole and then roll down, God willing. Now, I'm using about almost a full bar of topspin, and the intent for me is to roll up to the fringe and roll back down. Now, I have to be honest, I've hit it a few times with other profiles and I've gotten stuck on the fringe. But even if you do, as long as you pull that bullseye back, you should still be able to birdie this without any problem. Now, this shot worked, and it's worked a couple of times for me in the past, so that's why I'm recommending it. Hole number 5 is another one of those par 4s that it's about distance, so try to get as close to the green as possible on your first shot. I'm using a power 4 ball, but I'm using the ball that's available on this tour because it's got 1 bar of topspin, but a power 5 ball would do the trick just the same. Now, I'm using the full right side spin, so I've got a power 5 with 3 bars, even better, and I'm trying to stay as close to the right tree as possible because I know I'm going to end up curling this shot, which will make the ball just roll a little bit or fly a little bit towards the left. And I actually hit it great left, so it got me pretty close to that tree, but thank God I didn't hit it, and I still managed to stay clear of that sand bunker that's on the upper left hand side. Power 4 ball, power 5 ball should do the trick just the same. So I've played this hole number 6 in past tournaments, and typically I have used the right fairway for a safer shot, using a big dog as my wood for my second shot. However, if you do have the power 5 balls, I do recommend going straight forward. I'm using a level 8 extra mile, but I've done this with a level 7 and even a level 6. Definitely using a power 5 ball, curl to the right to make sure you don't hit the rough on the left hand side, and you should be able to get onto the green. And what you're trying to avoid are the trees that will be in play if you do end up playing it to the right. This will allow you for a cleaner, more direct shot towards the hole, which is ultimately what you want to do, right? Because you're increasing your probability of perhaps making an albatross. Keep in mind, this green slopes down. It is at a decline, so your ball will be coming in hot. So as you can see, even though I'm putting my iron, I'm pulling back and I'm using bars of backspin, I am coming a little bit hotter than I'd like to, so just keep that in mind. Hit a great shot, unfortunately, but overall, this shot would give you a great opportunity for an albatross, but definitely a safe shot for an eagle. Nice on. For hole number 7, I'm using a katana, and I didn't maximize the amount of side spin on the ball, which I should have, because to play it safe on this hole, you want to use 2 bars of topspin and 3 bars of side spin to the right so that you can move your target a little more towards the left and use the thinner part of that rough sand bunker combination there right in front of you. So just to play it safer, play it a little more to the left and use more right side spin, and you should be fine. I didn't quite use 2 bars of top spin here, so I ended up coming just a little bit short, and obviously the fact that I've got the wind in front of me did not help the situation. So if you've got the wind facing you, 2 bars of top spin, 3 bars of side spin to the right, and you should be fine. Nice. Since hole number 8 is a little bit of a tricky par 4, I'm providing 2 different options on how to take this shot. Now I'm taking the shot from the same location, but I'm using different clubs and different balls. I'm recommending the Kingmaker here and the Big Topper, though I'm using the ball that is available in this tournament only to take advantage of that additional topspin just to play it safe. But to be honest with you, my second option I find to be safer than this one. This one does work. Notice that I'm taking the shot through those trees. Yes, it is a little bit tricky and close to the sandbar. So there is some risk here. However, where you're located here, as far as the shot is concerned, you have the least amount of rough space or the least amount of distance to be able to get onto the green. Now this is a straight shot, a perfect shot, hopefully, so you don't hit a tree, and that's what a lot of times it tends to happen. So I was able to roll out close enough to be able to take a decent wedge. Now this second option, I'm using a quarterback and a katana ball. Honestly, guys, I consider this to be the most consistent. I've tried it different ways, and this appears to be the most consistent. I'm placing the white ring close to the edge, or touching the rough, and I am pulling the ball backspin, 4 bars of backspin and 3 bars of side spin to the left, adjusting for the shot, and max left, overpowering just a little bit to make sure that once I drop, I can, I've got enough power to go over that green completely. Now notice I completely missed the rough and ended up on the back part of the green, which is great. And that's the reason that I recommend the 4 bars of backspin, so you don't come in so hot that you completely overpower yourself out of the green altogether. For hole number 9, I'm using an extra mile and a power 5 ball. Now, there are different ways to play this shot, and yes, you can use a lesser power ball. However, for my second shot, I like to have the power, the additional power, so that I can lay myself up just a little bit easier. However, yes, you can even use a power 3 ball, but you would need to overpower that second shot. But going on this first shot, use 3 bars of backspin, because you definitely don't want to roll yourself too far out there and end up in the rough. Otherwise, then you're definitely not going to be able to get onto the green on 2. The second way, which I'm not showing here, is to overpower the shot and play to your left. However, this is safer, and you do have a clean, open view to the green here. So on this second shot, because I used a power 5 ball and because I'm using a big dog, I am able to get close to the green. I'm using 3 bars of topspin, and I'm dropping the ball so that the second bounce falls onto the rough and slows the ball down. Otherwise, I would have to overpower the shot and use backspin, which could either make the ball go out too far and end up in the rough on the back end of the green, or die completely onto the rough, and then obviously the shot would be a lot more difficult. So 3 bars of backspin, 3/4 down from the edge of the front of the rough, so that you can drop onto the rough and safely roll onto the green. And unfortunately, the difficult part on this in this way that I'm playing it, I have much less visibility as to the exact direction of the exact hole, because the big dog has very little ball guide. However, it is a safe shot and a safe eagle here on hole number 9. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this playthrough video on the Grand Forest Tournament. And as I've mentioned in the past, I do this for fun. I do this to help the clan, but also to just help people in general enjoy the game more. So please like the video by pressing the like button there, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel so that you're notified when videos like these become available. So again, thanks for watching and good luck. And don't forget, if you get a great shot as a result of this video, please share it with us on our Facebook page at Gorilla Farm GC. I'd love to see them. So a final thank you and good luck out there in the Grand Forest Tournament.